Hi YouTube, how are you doing, and welcome back to Phasmophobia. In this video we found the new Voodoo Doll, which has gotten a few changes in the latest update. They've made it drain a lot less sanity than it used to, and they've also made it possible to cause evidence to appear, such as dots and writing, which is a very nice change. And in this video I wanted to try it out to see if it was actually useful and talk about it, if it could receive any more buffs, what those buffs could look like, and I would love to hear your opinion as well. I hope you enjoy. If you're not subscribed, please do so. If you liked the video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it, but let's not waste any more time. Let's hop into the game. And that's what I did yesterday. Like yesterday we got some crazy RNG. We had some really good first games, but like how did we not get a Voodoo Doll ever when I played like on average my games were like 7 minutes long? I don't understand. But we're gonna get it today. We're gonna get it today. Alrighty. What do we have here? Mary Smith. Escape the ghost, repel the ghost, and ghost event. Alright. Let's go. Where is the breaker? Breaker is in the attic. Yeah, we had like 7 mimics yesterday. And we had like all mirrors. Oops, all mimics and mirrors. No mirror this time though. Hello. We might. Let's go over here. Is our good friend over here? Finally. Yeah! I've missed you so. Woo! I haven't seen you in such a long time. It's our buddy. It's the Voodoo Doll. Let's go. Awesome. I missed you. So they changed the Voodoo Doll quite a bit. Also, he still looks amazing. Look at this shaky physics. There's a lot of things about the Voodoo Doll that are slightly different, or that we now know about it that we didn't know before. The Voodoo Doll has been buffed. It's still not very good. Just a spoiler alert immediately. Voodoo Doll is probably still the worst. Hello. Probably still the worst cursed possession, but that doesn't mean it's not a fun one. And they have made it actually usable and actually useful in certain situations. Like the Voodoo Doll might be the item you're looking for sometimes. Not every time, definitely. But sometimes. Also, we got a ghost and it's freezing. So the Voodoo Doll used to drop your sanity by 10% per pin you... What the fuck is with that teddy bear? Holy shit. Okay then. The Voodoo Doll used to drop your sanity by 10% every time you pull the pin. They've reduced that to 5%. So every time you right click, you lose 5% unless it's the hard pin. The hard pin is special. If you pull the hard pin, it'll instantly start a hunt that only has a 1-second grace period and will be extra long, and it'll drop your sanity by 10%. So the Voodoo Doll has a pretty significant downside. However, there is only one. There's only one of those. So you can only pull the hard pin once. So sometimes it's very nice to pull it early so you know that the rest of the game you'll have, you won't have the hard pin, which can be very nice. Now, there's a few things. The Voodoo Doll works, like, we exactly know how the Voodoo Doll works now, and there's also a bug. So how does the Voodoo Doll work? The Voodoo Doll basically has a sequence of 3 things that it checks. It'll start, can I touch it? Or it'll start wanting to touch a door. There's a 50% chance that it will touch a door. If it doesn't decide to do that, it'll go on to the next tier of interactions. It'll try to write in the book or do dots with 60%. If it doesn't do that either, then it'll move on to the final, which is throwing items. Throwing items, interacting with rocking chairs, I think turning off, I don't know if turning off lights is on one of that, but something like dirty water, stuff like that. So those are the like 3 tiers. I don't know why they didn't put the evidence at the top. They decided to put the doors at the top, which I don't think doors are more useful than the evidence. I would say put the evidence at the top. I guess if you have a dots ghost, you might just get dots over and over and over again, which will be very annoying. So maybe that's why they did it. But yeah, so you'll get doors first with a 50%. If it doesn't do that, it'll move on 60% to do evidence. And then if it doesn't do that, it'll throw. Now there's a caveat here. There's currently a bug with the Voodoo Doll, which made me very confused when I first found this on the new update. The bug is that if the ghost gets to that final tier and it decides to throw an item, that only works currently if the light is off. Thank you for pointing at the light, Ghost. So if you are using the Voodoo Doll, you should turn off the lights so you can get throws. This is not intended. DK says that he is going to... Hi there. DK says that he is going to fix this. Hey there, little baby ghost. How you doing? So that is going to be fixed. This actually also works the exact same for the tower carts. The tower carts are also first doors, then evidence items, then throwables, but the light has to be off. So that's, keep that in mind. When you're using these things, turn off the lights. That made me very confused when I first found it on the new update. I was like, it didn't do anything, but that was because I had the light on. Again, not intended, so it's gonna disappear. But for now, until they update it, turn off the lights when you use the Voodoo Doll. Now, that being said, the Voodoo Doll can give you evidence, so let's try that immediately. Let's literally go in there and immediately try to get evidence and see how useful that is. What is my sanity? Holy heck, it's been plummeted. So let's put in 2 books and use the Voodoo Doll and see if we can get anything. Because that is like, the Voodoo Doll is the item that can give you writing and dots the most reliably. No other, except the tarot cards, can force interactions in this way, which is is a useful thing. Now let's see if we will die for our sins. Oh, I need to turn off the lights. Oops. See? Now, the light only has to be off in the room that the ghost is in. So not in the... So here it interacted from the side. Here it interacted through the wall with this. I'm actually gonna throw these items away. So now, if you're high sanity, it's not as risky to use the Voodoo Doll as it used to be. Now, it's still pretty risky because you can get the harpin, which we will get not right now. Nothing happened there. Maybe that was... Maybe it is in this room right now and it's trying to do it, but the lights are up. Is it just this? I swear there's more bugged with this thing. Okay. Well, I'm gonna put one of these over here, I guess. Oh, no, it is actually here. It threw this, right? No? So yeah, it is in this room, so let's try again. I'm gonna get hunted. No, it might just not be writing or dots. No, it's not Agoria because it's freezing. It's literally not doing anything. And I have the lights off. So I'll ask DK once more, but this is what DK stated to us. You have to have the lights off, and then it should work. However, there's always the case where the ghost will stand in a corner where it can't interact with anything, and then it'll just do nothing. Now, it seems pretty common that it still does nothing, even now keeping this in mind. So a little disappointing. I think that... I mean, if this is a writing ghost, this is gonna be interesting. Because if this is a writing... Oh, okay. If this is a writing or... Okay, it's fingerprints. Writing or dots ghost, then that would be really disappointing that it didn't give us that. Let's go. Yeah, we're gonna get the harpin any moment now, because I think we already pulled like 6. We could also get the Hantu here, which would be... That would be orbs! What? Our first Hantu with the first Voodoo Doll? Excuse? Let's go. I mean, it's this. I need to take some pills. One here. So that didn't tank my sanity as much as it would have had. Let's see. I should also get... Yeah, a spirit box. Good. Is it gonna be another mimic? Could be. Let's see. New Voodoo Doll and new ghost incoming. I want to see the new Hantu speed, baby. There are orbs! Don't be Voodoo. Don't be this. Don't be this. Don't be this. Where are you? Are you here? No! Every single fucking time. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So, okay. I guess this is... It didn't have dots or writing, but we still had... So it is... If it doesn't do door... Light switch. If it doesn't do door... And it doesn't do... Oh, I don't have a... What the fuck are you doing? If it doesn't do door and it doesn't do writing or dots, then it has 100% chance to try to do, like, throw an item. So it's a bit weird that it still fails sometimes, even keeping in mind that you have to turn off the lights, which hopefully is going to be fixed soon, because I don't think that makes any sense. Now, how I think they could make the Voodoo Doll, like, actually strong and useful and among its peers, because even with these changes, personally, I feel like the Voodoo Doll is still the worst item in the game. Like, until they fix that it's just fails, like, most of the time, until they fix that, I don't think there's gonna be much of a time where you're like, oh my god, we got the Voodoo Doll, yes baby! But I think one change. Now, this might be very hard to make for the developer, so I don't know if this is, like, conceivable, but I think the best change possible for the Voodoo Doll would be to... Oh, hello. Would be to give it like a directed functionality. Now, what do I mean? What would be insanely cool for the Voodoo Doll would be that you can hold it and then point your cursor at an item, and that'll direct the ghost to interact with that item if it is in range of the ghost. That would be really cool. Then you could, like, try to... Like, it would pretty much be... And otherwise, like, if it doesn't do that, like, if it can't interact with the item, it'll go through the other checklist. Like, it'll try first to interact with what you're pointing at, and then it'll go through the checklist that it does now. Holy shit. There's a ghost in the bathtub. He's taking a shower. So that would be my personal dream for the Voodoo Doll. It'll try to interact with what you're pointing at. If it for some reason can't because it's out of range or something like that, it'll go through the normal checklist of door, evidence item, throwable. Because that would feel really cool. Like, then I would be excited to get the Voodoo Doll sometimes, because then it's like, we can now control the ghost and we can do all kinds of cool stuff. We can, like, point at the dot sensor, get dots really quickly, point at the writing. Like, you can rule out writing, rule out dots. Like, you see how cool that could be? So I think that would be an insane change, a really fun one for the Voodoo Doll. And that could make it, like, then they don't have to change anything else. Like, I would also love for the Voodoo Doll to do something like, for the Voodoo Doll to have some kind of special interactions where I could do ghost events or something like that. But as it stands, the Voodoo Doll literally only does, like, interactions, which is really not that valuable. Like, just a bit of time, like holding a candle and just standing in the ghost room will also give you interactions just over time. Hey, Denko, what's up? So yeah, I think that change would be awesome. I don't know how difficult that would be. Maybe it's very difficult, but, like, I don't think so, because, like, if you're pointing at it to the point that you can pick up the item, I feel like they should be able to detect that, right? Because you can pick up an item, right? Like, if I press E, the game knows that I'm going to pick up that item. So if I now press right-click, the game should be able to force the interaction on the... I think that wouldn't be too difficult. Now, the more that I think of it, the less that I'm like, yeah, that sounds difficult. It actually sounds pretty easy to do, and that would be really, really cool. So yeah, nice changes. My review of the Voodoo Doll. Nice changes. Holy fuck, you're crazy. I think it has made... So I think these changes were necessary to make the Voodoo Doll feasible in any possible scenario. Because the Voodoo Doll, I need the bone and the Voodoo Doll right now. Right? I didn't take the Voodoo Doll yet? Yeah. Because before, it was literally useless. Like, it was worse than useless. You'd almost never... Like, it'll be very... Fuck. What the hell is going... Jesus! Ew. Okay! It's a mimic. It could be anything right now. I need to fucking run, man. I'm gonna hide over here. So yeah, I think with these changes, you can now use the Voodoo Doll sometimes. Like, given the also... Uh-oh. Given that the Voodoo Doll now uses or gives you evidence sometimes, that's a pretty cool change. Like, that's a useful thing the Voodoo Doll can do now. If you don't get writing, you're like, fuck, I can't get the writing. Then you can use the Voodoo Doll as a way to get that. Like, you can rule out dots or writing. Or at least attempt to get it. So I think that's a pretty cool use case, but still very underwhelming and, like, not very special. Sorry. Let's get that bone. We need to do some more objectives. I'm gonna We can trigger a hunt whenever we want because we have the Voodoo Doll that still has a heart pin in it. So let's quickly run around to get that bone. We're gonna get a hunt as well in a moment here after this. Yeah, it could be like it's a kind of a shade counter, pretty much. Like it can counter the shade not wanting to write, I guess. And the shade EMF, right? So it can be useful against the shade, which, I mean, that's a use case. Could be useful. Not always. Captain Battleship, thank you for the 20 gift subs. Thank you. Holy shit. That's a lot. Thank you. Alright, where's this bone? Get my main. It's touching stuff upstairs. Ring. Maybe the twin to wait, was that a twin interaction? Wait a minute. Wait, I want to see the chart right now. Hey Jess, what's up? It sounded like it was in the ballpark of a twin interaction. That'd be cool. It was a little bit. Wait, nah. So if it's a twin interaction, it literally is the same line. There's no plateauing at all. Yeah, this game can be really spooky if you haven't played it or watched it before. It's an awesome horror game. All right, I would like a bone. They've removed all the dividers. I don't know why. There you are. How did I not see this when I turned on the brake? I guess I wasn't paying attention. So yeah, we got ourselves another mimic. I don't know how we got like 7 mimics yesterday, so this is just gonna be more mimics, I guess. Let's throw this. Okay, we're turning on some lights. We'll throw this over here. We'll just pull the pin so we can stand over here and just pull it from a distance. We don't have to be on top of the ghost when we do it. It touched the door. Touch the door again. So door is the most. How was it the last? Was it literally the last pin? Oh. Oh shit! Smudge. Oh my god, is it like a hot or something? Or like a rage? Uh oh. Am I dead? I might be dead. I'm dead. This is a much safer spot. I should hide here. Whew, that was close. You saw the leg of the ghost. That's kind of spooky, man. Alrighty. Oh, baby. And there you go. So that is the voodoo. Was that literally the last pin? I'm curious. Do we have another pin? That's the voodoo doll for you. It doesn't. Nope, there was one more. It threw something. Alright, there you go. So I think that's actually a worse scenario than getting the heart pin immediately, because if you get the heart pin immediately, you then know that the voodoo doll is safe to use in the ghost room, which I think is one of its major weaknesses. Like, cursed hunts are so bad. Like, they're like so strong for the ghost. The grace period is 1 second, and it'll like. And because you used the voodoo doll in the ghost room, you would be right on top of the ghost. It will have 1 second grace period. It'll start hunting immediately. And if it's a fast ghost or something like a mimic that could just be anything, there is like very high chance that you bring yourself, like you can literally die just right off because you used the voodoo doll. So I don't know. I think the voodoo doll is not. It's not like an item I look forward to getting. I looked forward to it right now because I was like, I want to see it once because I didn't see it since the update came out. But yeah, what do you think about the voodoo doll? I would love to see that change again, where you can direct the interactions of the ghost. That would be really, really cool, because like the thing, then it gives like personality to the item. Instead of it just being like a random slot machine of interactions, it'll actually feel like you're doing voodoo magic or whatever the fuck. So yeah, I would love to see that. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you are not subscribed, please do so. If you like the video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. And if you want to join the lovely gamers here in chat, you can join us over at twitch.tv/insym every single day at 7 p.m. Central European time. Thank you very much for watching. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye. Nice.